Alrighty. Hey guys. So I'm doing chapter 18 in the pharmacy calculations book, adjusting refills for short-filled prescriptions. The learning objective is how to adjust the fill quantity and fill refills to comply with the limitations of the third-party programs, and explain how refills are adjusted for insulin prescriptions, and identify medications that must be dispensed in original unopened packages. Okay. I wanted to start this lesson by doing the questions backwards, instead of from 1 to 30. I'm going to start doing them from, I guess I didn't do 25 to 30. So I started doing 20, I did 21, 22, 23, and 24, and then we'll go back up towards 1. Okay, I just want you to get the point of what we're doing, and the easier ones were towards the end, and the more difficult ones were towards the beginning. So I want to start from the end towards the beginning. Okay, generally, these calculations or these examples are asking us to calculate the amount per allowable fill for a 34-day supply. So for all of these calculations, we're going to be working based on a 34-day supply. Okay, so my number, I want to start with number 21. Okay, number 21. It's stating that we have doxepin 150 milligram tablets. So the prescription is written for doxepin 100 milligram. Okay, this is number 21 in your book. The directions is 1 daily HS. 1 daily HS means one tablet daily at bedtime, and no refills, so 0 refills. Okay, because we're dispensing a 34-day supply. Oh, and the quantity to dispense per doctor for the doctor's order is 100 tabs, a count of 100 tabs. So the first rule to identify is what is the maximum that the doctor is allowing us to dispense, which is 100. And then we have to follow what is the maximum the insurance is allowing us to dispense. So that is 34 days based on our calculations. So our maximum that we can dispense for one refill at this point is 34. Okay, so 34 tablets is what we can dispense for a 34-day supply. Okay, now because our total script is written for 100 tablets, and because this drug is not considered a control, we can dispense, or we can adjust the refills in order to dispense it next month, for example. So our first month is going to be 34 tablets, and then we're going to be left with 100 out of 34 that we're dispensing. So the way I like to do this is, if we're allowed to dispense 34 at a time for a day supply, so our monthly supply is 34 tablets. So we're going to divide by the total script amount, which is 100 tablets because it has no refills. The total script amount is 100 tablets. So we get 100 and we divide it by 34. Okay, and the 34 tablets go into the 100 2.94 times. And what that simply means is that you're going to get 2 full counts of 34 tablets. Okay, so that means you get 34 for your first refill, for your first fill, and then your next fill will also be 34, so you're going to get 1 refill out of this. So you're going to dispense 34 and you're going to get 1 refill. At that point, you would have used 68 tablets. Okay, so you basically add your 34 tablets and your refill, which is another 34 tablets, and you come up with 68 tablets. So the partial that you need to dispense is 32, because that is what remains that's what remains after the fact that you've given 2 whole refills. Okay, so for number 21, you would dispense 34 tablets. You would give them 1 refill after that, and then they would get a partial refill with a 32 tablet count, and that 32 partial refill will end up being a 32-day supply, because that's all they would have left. Okay, so it would be a 34, a 1 refill, and a 32. So for answer number 21, you would dispense 34 with 1 refill and 32 partial. Okay. Number 22 is mirtazapine 15 milligrams. Okay, so we're moving on to number 22. 22 is mirtazapine 15 milligrams, 50 tablets dispensed, 1 daily HS, which is 1 daily every night at bedtime. Okay, so the total number of tablets you have to work with, so the total script, TS, okay, is total script, is 50 tablets, but you are allowed to only dispense a 34-day supply. Okay, so you're going to dispense your 34 tablets, and then you have a partial of 16 tablets. Okay, you don't have enough to do a full refill, so you're going to do 1 full refill of 34 with no refills and a partial of 16. So your answer would be 34 for quantity, 0 for refills, and 16 for partials. Okay, let's move on to number 23. Amiodarone 200 milligram, dispense 100 with no refill, and you're using 1 per day. Okay, so the total script is requesting 100 tablets. Okay, and they're using 1 daily. And the fact that they're using 1 daily means that they only get 34, because we're only allowed to dispense 34-day supply. Okay, and 34 goes into 100 at least 1 more time, so they're going to get 1 more refill. Okay, so 34 and 34, 68. And then there's a 32 partial tablet or partial fill that they can get. Okay, so they're going to get, their first fill is going to be 34 tablets. Their second refill, okay, so your first is 1, and then your second refill will be another 34 tablet set. And then you're going to have a third refill, but that refill is going to be a partial, and that will be with 32 tablets instead, because your total script is 100. Okay. All right, let's move on to number 24. So number 24 states, let me see if I can write that better. Number 24 states that we need to dispense baclofen 20 milligrams, 120 tablets. And we need the directions to say take 1 tablet 3 times a day, so 1 TID. Okay, and 1 refill. So your total script is equal to 240 tablets. Okay, tabs. And because they're taking 3 a day, okay, 3 a day for 34 days is a total of 102 tabs. So 3 tabs daily for 34 days equals 102. So your first fill will be 102 tablets. Okay, so it does show that we can give them an additional refill of 1 refill. and that would be 204 tablets with 36 tablets remaining for a partial fill. Part of the reason why I wanted to start this backwards is because if you see the simplistic part of it, when you deal with tablets, it's more simple, okay? Because it just is. All right. Let's move on to number 18. I know my numbers are kind of funky, but let's move on to number 18. Okay. Let me see if I can put this in there. Number 18. Let me see if I explain that one. States that we should dispense indomethacin 25 milligram, 100 tablets, and we should take 1 BID with 2 refills. Okay, so our total script amount is 100 with 2 refills, so that's a total of 300 tablets that we can possibly dispense at any time. Okay, at any time, the maximum amount of tablets that is authorized for this prescription is 300 tablets. Okay, so from the doctor. So right now it's saying for a 34-day supply, and because he's taking 1 BID, the maximum that we should dispense is 68 tabs. Okay, 68 tabs. 68 goes into 300 at the very least of 4 times. Okay, so if we take 300 and we divide it by 68, we're going to get 4 other refills that we can do just the same way. Okay, 4 whole refills. Okay, and 68, I'm sorry, 4 whole refills, but because this is considered 1 refill, the total number that would be allowed as a secondary refill is 3. So 68 and 3, which is a total of 4 refills. 4 times 68 equals 272 tablets that we've used up for 4 refills. And because our script is 300 tablets total, we subtract the 300 in order to get a 28 tablet difference for the partial. Okay, so your answer should be, you can dispense 68 tablets right now. You can, the remaining refills of 68 they're going to have is 3, and they're going to have a partial of 28 tablets. Okay. All right. I'd like to move on to number 17. Let me make sure I'm in focus. Number 17, we have carbamazepine, 200 milligrams, dispense 200 tablets. The directions state 1 QID with 2 refills. Okay, so our total script is 200 tablets with 2 refills. So that's basically 200 times 3, because the original script is 1 refill, right? So 200 times 3 is 600 tablets total that we have to work with. Okay, and the directions are 1 QID. Okay, so in 34 days, they need to take 4 tablets a day, and 4 tablets a day in 34 days equals 136 tablets. So the quantity to dispense would be 136 tablets. Okay, then we want to take our 600 and we want to divide it by 136, and we get a total of 4.41. Okay, which means that we have a total number of 4 refills that can be whole with the 136. All right, but we've used up 1 here, So we can have a remaining refills, okay, of 3. So our quantity is 136 with 3 remaining refills. 3 and 1 is 4 refills whole. So 4 times 136 is 544 tablets out of the 600 that we've used. Okay, so 544 out of the 600, and it remains 56 remain for a partial. Okay, that is for number 17 in chapter 18. Okay, we're going to continue. Let's move on to albuterol, number 16. Albuterol, oral liquid, 2 milligrams over 5 ml. Dispense 1 pint of 473 ml. 1 pint equals 473. Sorry, it doesn't state that. It says dispense 1 pint of 473. And the directions is 2 milligrams by mouth 3 times a day with 1 refill. In this case, because it's asking for 2 milligrams by mouth 3 times a day, it's asking us to dispense 5 ml 3 times a day. So 15 ml a day. Okay? 15 ml times 34 equals 510 ml that needs to be dispensed for a 34-day supply. However, we are unable to dispense 510 based on the doctor's directions. So first goes the doctor, first rules the doctor. So because he stated that we can only dispense 1 pint with 1 refill, the maximum amount that you are allowed to dispense is the 473 ml, which is the 1 pint. So you're going to dispense 1 bottle, and that will total, the 473 will give you approximately a 31.5-day supply. Okay, so technically it'll be a 32-day supply. And then because they have another refill, they'll just have 1-on-1. So instead of billing insurance for 1 pint for 34 days, you would bill insurance for 1 pint at 32 days. And then at the 32-day mark, they can go ahead and get 1 more pint for an additional 32 more days. Okay. But in this case, you just dispense 1 and with 1 refill. So you leave it as is. Okay. Let's continue to number 15. Okay, number 15. It states to dispense chlorhexidine gluconate 500 ml, 15 ml swish for 30 seconds, then spit twice a day with 3 refills. Okay. 15 ml twice a day is 30 ml. Okay. 30 ml times 34-day supply is 1,020. But because the doctor simply states to dispense 500 ml, that is exactly what you do, because the doctor's directions go first and then the insurance pay goes second. So you can dispense 1 500 ml bottle, 1 500 ml bottle as your quantity. And then because you have 3 remaining refills, they will get 3 remaining refills. In this case, the 500 ml lasts for approximately 17 days. Let me just double check that. 500 divided by 30, because 30 is the mLs that they are using, 15 twice a day. it would last them 16.6 days, which would average up to 17 days. Okay, so every 17 days, they will receive a new bottle for up to 4 fills. Okay, so that's how you do number 15. And they would not get any partials as far as that's concerned. All right, let's move on to number 14. Number 14, just as an explanation, it's just as simple as all the other ones. It's dicyclomine 20 milligram, 200, dispense 200. It's stating to take 20 milligram 4 times a day, which in this case, it means the same thing as 1 tablet 4 times a day with 1 refill. Okay, so the first thing we do is we find what the total script is. The total script is 200 with 1 refill. So we have a total of 400 tabs to work with. Okay? And we need a 34-day supply. 34 days. And we're taking 4 a day. So 34 times 4 should be 136. So your first quantity to dispense is 136. So your 34-day supply is 136. Okay? All right. So then you need another refill because you do have some pills remaining. So out of your 400, you've used 136. So if you divide 400 by 136, you get 2.94. That simply means that you can have 2.94 fills. So because we've used 1 here, all right, we also get 1 more refill. Okay, so that makes our 2. All right, 136 times 2 is 272 tablets. If we subtract the 272 by the 400 total tablets that we have, we will remain with 272 minus 400 with 128 tablets as a partial. So that would be your answer. You would have dispense 136 with 1 additional refill and a partial of 128 tablets. Okay. Let's move on to number 13. Okay. Number 13 is dispense nabumentone 500 milligrams, 100 tablets. The directions state take 1 gram daily by mouth. Take 1 gram daily by mouth with 2 refills. Okay? So our total script is equal to 100 for the first and 2 refills, which equals 300 tablets total. And because it's stating to take 1 gram by mouth daily, that means that 2 tablets should be taken because each tablet is 500 milligram. So you're taking 2 tablets daily, which means you're taking 2. So in a 34-day supply, you're dispensing 68 tabs. Okay? So 68 goes into 300 tabs 4.4 times. So that means a total of 4 fills. And we're going to put 3 remaining fills because this is our 4th. And if we do 68 times 4, right? We would get 272. And what remains is 28 tablets. So their partial would be 28. They would get 68 for the first fill, with 3 fills remaining and a 28 pill partial. I'll be back with some more.